was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
Such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
Such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin.
Starting on defense, senior number 5, Ryan Morin. Starting at forward, number 21, junior Billy Jacobson Park. Starting at forward, number 37, junior Andy Earl. And starting at center, number 28, junior Teddy Townsend. Now let's welcome out the rest of the Eden Prairie Eagles. The Eagles and assistant coaches Mark Rivers and Mola, coach starter of Connor Park. Student manager is Morgan Cook. Head coach Mike Ticklinger. And now the starting lineup for today's home team representing the Metro East Conference, the Hill Prairie Pioneers. Starting at goal, number 33, senior Jack Erickson. Starting on defense, number 19, sophomore William Ruger. Starting on defense, sophomore number 20, Landon Cottingham. Starting in forward, number 11, junior Ben Miller. Starting in forward, senior number 15, Prairie Intermission. And starting at center, number 16, junior Lucas Mann. Now let's welcome out the rest of the Pioneers. The Pioneers assistant coaches are Pat Schaffhauser and Mark Tomaswald. The head coach, Bill Lecter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to please rise and you are able to move the caps for the lighting of the Star Family banner.
Pleasant good evening to you from the Eden Prairie Community Center. It is the Champions Cup 2022 version here on the Youth Hockey Hub. Jeff Pappas joined by the one and only Will Peterson. And we are delighted to have you along here, Will, as we get ready for our first game of the night between Hill Murray and Eden Prairie.
Yeah, we're in for a good one here, Jeff. Test.
Two teams that really bear very little resemblance to the teams of last season. There we go. Hill Murray, of course, coming off a Class AA third place finish last year, 25 wins, 5 losses, and a tie. Eden Prairie 15-12-1 in a rebuilding year. They have a new coach. Dave Terwilliger makes his debut behind the bench tonight.
Am I with you now, Jeff?
What's that?
Am I with you now? Gotta bump it up a little bit more.
I am not able to hear you. However, try it now. There it is. There we go. Now we can.
We are together.
I think we are set. And Hill Murray will start with Jack Erickson in goal, the senior, 18-2-1 last season. Goals against average was $1.52 and 6 shutouts. Eden Prairie will counter in goal with Isaiah Palnick, who was 4-3 last year, the 2.44 average, and 1 shutout. We are ready to go here from Eden Prairie. Should be a good game, and we'll talk a little bit more about who these teams have returning, or more accurately, who they don't, as we get ready. And now we are underway, and it's controlled by Eden Prairie in the red. They'll work right to left, as we call the First period for you, Landon Cottingham behind the goal. Starting 2 sophomores in that end defense for Hill Murray. And now the puck caroms through to the far side boards, and Ben Miller had a swipe at it. Now back behind the goal, and Hill Murray will control to the near side. Brady Ingebretson, top returning scorer for Hill Murray. Plays it over the line. Lucas Mann drives the net. Driven away from him, Dylan Vornwald feeds the far wall, and now Eden Prairie will bring the puck to center ice. It's loose there, and controlled by Andy Earl, who backhands it into the zone. Eden Prairie is finishing a change. Earl was the up front guy there. He's taken Graham Greeter in against the boards and takes the puck for good measure. Now it runs towards the right point, and it's going to come out to center. Ingebretson swats at it behind him, and now plays it out to the near boards, and Tommy Mullen couldn't control. Now Tate Block, junior number 3 for Eden Prairie. He's over the line. He takes a shot. Erickson with an easy glove catch. And a face-off, 56 seconds gone here in the first.
Jack Erickson, someone that took over for departed Nick Erickson halfway through the season. A lot of people around the state thought the sky might be falling for Hill Murray. Quite the opposite. Jack Erickson actually managed to outplay Nick Erickson, who was a favorite by many to win the Frank Brimsick Award. 18-2-1 last year, like you said, Jeff, and he's a favorite for that award this season.
One would think in a year, of course, where there's going to be a lot of fine goaltenders, his name is going to be close to the top of the list. And here comes Simon Seidel over the line, and it's offside on the left. As Caden Samper, 10-point scorer a year ago, getting in just a hair too early this time.
Both these teams, like we alluded to in the pregame, losing a ton, but they still do return that top-end talent. Hill Murray, they lose 8 of their top 9 scorers, Ingebretson being the lone holdover. Eden Prairie loses 12 of their top 14, but they return the Minnesota commit, Teddy Townsend. He's going to be a treat to watch in this one.
Townsend last season, a terrific sophomore year, 38 points. The puck is now offside at the Hill Murray blue line, but yes, very fine young player. But Hill Murray, they've always had that puck mover in defense. Where it was Leo Gruba, Axel Begley last year. Their top returning defenseman, Joseph Luger, 8 points last year, no goals. So it's interesting to see where they're going to get that important part of their game from. Face-off controlled by the Pioneers, and they bank it out to center as Samper plays it on in. Easy stick save made by Polnick, and it comes up in front of the goal. Seidel trying to free it up, and it comes out to Luger, the aforementioned, at center ice, and he banks it off the wall to the Eden Prairie line, and now played back into the zone. Here's Hill Murray's Luger, gave it away, and now Mason Moe, freshman forward, takes it off to the boards, and now Moe pays the price for that as Braden Hogue knocked him in against the wall. Now some contact behind the net. Luger there. Luger 6'3", 190 pounds worth of junior, so hoping for a physical presence from him from Bill Lechner's team this year as the puck played to center by Simon Seidel and shot on into the zone. He played 2 minutes in the first period, no score. With Will Peterson, Jeff Pappas with you here from the Champions Cup 2022. It's offside at the Hill Murray blue line. And you, my friend, are going to be calling part of the Hermantown game later on tonight.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to that one. 4 really storied programs in this Champions Cup. Another great event by YHH. Looking forward to our coverage this weekend.
And, of course, our second game tonight, Cretin-Durham Hall, will take on Hermantown. And
puck played back behind Jack Erickson here. Drops it off, taken by Whistler. Send it back to Jeff.
My apologies. I want to make something clear here before we go too much farther tonight. Played into the Hill Murray zone. I have, in the last 7 days, both contracted and recovered from RSV. Every now and again, I'm going to make a noise a broadcaster ought not to make, and I apologize for that. I wasn't ready for that, so now played into the Eden Prairie zone, and Vornwald controls it behind the goal for the Eagles.
Up through the center.
Yep, and it's going to be picked up there and played to the wall by Mann. And now Billy Jacobson Couch plays it in on goal, and Erickson makes the save.
Someone I'm watching in this one for Eden Prairie, Mason Moe, the freshman forward. He's a bigger kid, standing at 6'2", 168, and he had a great play on that second or third shift for Eden Prairie. He was the F1 on the forecheck. Eden Prairie went off for the change. It was a bit of a sloppy change. Had he not supplied the pressure to force a turnover, Hill Murray would have had a prime breakout opportunity.
Face off to the right of Erickson. And it goes behind the net. Fed off to the far wall, and Hill Murray will step through to center ice. This is Miller. Then he'll play it in, set up behind the net by Polnick. Fed off towards the near board, Jacobson Couch. And out to center. Here's Townsend over the line. Pass to the right, shot. And a save made by Erickson. And some pushes and shoves. Exchange in the corner as Earl is taken to the boards hard. Face off coming up.
We saw these two teams do battle last year at this same event, the Champions Cup. It was actually this very same time slot as well. Eden Prairie and Hill Murray in the 6 o'clock Friday start. It was Hill Murray coming away with the 4-1 win. Eden Prairie looking to avenge that result here tonight.
All right, face off to the left of Jack Erickson. Don't have a shot board here that I can tell, so puck comes on to him, comes up the slot, and here's Tommy Moan, can't see the net, plays it around behind. And here's Cottingham up the wall. Backhands to the blue line, and it does come out to center. Played back in finally by Moe. The freshman cuts towards the net, and then it slides through the slot to the near wall. Controlled there by Greeter along the boards. He plays it ahead, and here's Samper to center ice. Over skating Bowden Samper, and over the line Seidel will play it in deep. And Hill Murray will chase after it. Puck in the right corner, and Eden Prairie plays it out to center for Connor Crowley. And the junior backhands it into the zone. Erickson sets it up. Greeter behind the goal. Greeter and Cottingham, the all-sophomore defensive pair, starting the game tonight for the Pioneers. Over the line, here's a shot right on by Bowden Samper. Never left the ice, so an easy save there for Polnick. Up to the far wall, and now played in against the boards after it there is Alex Hall. Now they dig it out, the Pioneers do. Bowden Samper dropping to the left point. Here's a shot, and a save made by Polnick. And it winds up going off the end boards as Braden Hull got a good chance there. Now a collision at the blue line, and Hill Murray's Ryan Madigan knocks down Chase Clutie. Now played back into the zone, but it's going to go over the boards and into the bench. Face-off, 12:23 to go in the first period.
Jeff, if Mason Moe is the new guy to watch for Eden Prairie, that honor for the Hill Murray side 100% goes to Bodie Samper. Coming in as a sophomore, he was the leading scorer in youth hockey of his Bantam Elite League a year ago, then playing in the Modern Meadi system. And he's got hockey in the family. His father, Brandon, 129 points in 145 games for St. Cloud State.
It's not a bad rate of return.
Almost a point a game there.
Just about.
If my math serves me correctly.
Well, that's the best part about doing hockey. You only have to count by ones. Face off at center ice, and now it's played into the Eden Prairie zone. Chasing after it is Reeves. That was offside, and it comes right onto the goaltender of the Eden Prairie bench. Not real happy with that, as Ryan Madigan was 2-3 feet offside on the left, but the play went onto the goal anyway.
Yeah, off that opening face-off, it was a little bit of a tangle. Had a few guys together. I'm not sure if the linesman just got caught in the shuffle, but good work by Polnick to defend off the attack from Madigan.
Play to the whistle, certainly, and Polnick did that. We got a face-off coming up to his left, and Hill Murray now will have man out there as their first line comes back out, at least their nominal first line. It's going to take a while for both these coaches to settle into some sort of rhythm here. Time before Christmas is when teams figure out what they have in any event. Here's man on the near corner. Loses out behind the goal, fed to the far side for Andy Earl, and played up the wing. Crowley at center, plays it on into the zone, chasing after it, Jacobson Couch. And now behind the goal, Townsend is after it. It's going to come through to the far side, and Hall doesn't get to it. Now the Pioneers will control in the left corner. Fed around on the near side, here's Brady Ingebretson. On the near wing, saucer pass is going to wind up going the length of the ice, and that'll be icing on Hill Murray with 11:37 left in the first period.
We saw Teddy Townsend with a beautiful zone entry, touch pass up ahead to Jacobson Couch, almost had a scoring chance. And that's what sets Teddy Townsend apart from other players. It's not his speed, not his puck skills. He has the puck IQ, knows where to be at the ice, and that is truly his X factor that's going to send him to the University of Minnesota.
When you see Jake Fisher later tonight, you'll see a player that has the speed game down to a level that's rarely seen at this level of play. Here's Greeter in the left corner going behind the net there. Cottingham takes the bump, feeds the near circle. Now a long pass to center. A stretch winds up going the length of the ice. And Bowden Samper tipped it in to avoid the icing along the half wall. Here's Greeter shooting. Stick save there by Polnick off to the right corner. And Hill Murray controls to the left point. Here's a shot. He scored! Deflected home. Graham Greeter took the shot. Somebody tipped it, but it's a 1-0 lead for Hill Murray.
You'll take him however you can get him, Jeff. And it looks like it is going to be Greeter breaking the pile. Shot it from the point, deflected in front, and I think that caught the skate of Bodie Samper perhaps in front. Love to see a replay of that one. Regardless, like I said, you'll take him however you can get him. Hill Murray 1, Eden Prairie 0.
Well, a well-executed play to get people in traffic in front of the net and wind up making the goaltender make a play, so we'll see who gets credit for this. Time of the goal is 6:51, and it is 1-0 for the Pioneers. And now a puck played at center ice. Ingebrigtsen off to the left side, and now it's going to be controlled by Miller. He takes a bump. Let's get the announcement from Robin Cook. It is Greeter. Simon Seidel with the assist, and we're going to get a whistle. And players tangled up behind the play. Now we'll get a face-off.
And if the scoring announcement there stands, that's Graham Greeter's first varsity goal, so big congratulations to him on that one. For Simon Seidel, who's the lone assist, that puts him at 12 varsity points. He's one of the lone holdovers from last year's state third place team, and they're going to count on him to be a big contributor here if they want to get back to where they were a year ago.
Seidel, a good skater, strong skater, and he's going to be one of those guys that kind of maybe not a role player necessarily, but one that performs an essential function on a team of stretching out defenses.
Some of that speed comes from his track career. He was a state champion in the 4x100 relay for the Pioneers.
Now it's played past Cottingham all the way back into the Hill Murray zone. The goal scorer, Greeter, back for it. He throws the body and then tries to take the puck, and you can't have your cake and eat it too as it winds up behind the net. Now Greeter in there trying to help out. He's shoved with the boards by Jacobson Couch. 4-car pile up behind the net, and still there. Now the referee would like them to move the puck, and they do. It comes to the left edge. Here's a shot from the circle. Erickson through traffic, made a good stop there on Ryan Coring, and now back comes Hill Murray. Here's Cottingham over the line. He goes to the left side to Miller, returns to the circle, and that's broken up and played on out to center ice. Pioneers in control, and it's Cottingham. From the red line, he'll play it in, and it rings the boards, cut off behind the net by Isaiah Polnick. Now Coring with it. 7 minutes gone in the first period of the near side now, and here's Cody playing it into the Hill Murray zone. This is John Kleiss feeding it over to the right, a backhanded shot. Erickson with a save holding the post against Alex Hall. It comes loose in front and now swatted behind the net where the Pioneers will control. Down the left wing they come, Ryan Madigan, and he is ridden off hard into the boards by Clutie, and now played back into the Eden Prairie zone. Back for it, Nick Coring. There's two Corings behind the goal, and they add up to about 14 feet in height, it looks like. Two very, very tall and strong young men. And here is Nick Coring feeding it, and that pass is tipped by Madigan into the zone. The trailer is Jackson Reeves, but he can't get it to him. Now Reeves goes in behind the net, and he is going to be shoved in against the boards and finally erased there. Puck loose along the near half wall. It comes to the right point, and here's a shot by Joseph Luger, and that winds up off the defense and wide to the near side. Now the Eagles will put it all the way down the ice, and we'll take a break here with exactly 9 minutes to go in the first period.
Big takeaway from these first 8 minutes. Coming into this one, Hill Murray, they graduated all four either graduated or they also had Logan Hensler move on to the national team. But I was interested to see how their young defensemen would step up and fill that role. And so far, that top pair of Graham Greeter and Landon Cunningham has been great, really pushing traffic away from the net. Good skating skills. Cottingham had a really nice move near his own bench. We'll see how that develops as they get more minutes here in this one.
Coming up on a halfway mark of the first period, 1-0 the score. Pioneers lead, and now here's a saucer to center ice, knocked out of the air by Whistler off to the far boards. Now a pass finds an open wing on the right side, back into the Eden Prairie zone, loose at neutral ice, and carried on in over the line by Brody Sampaire. He wheels away in the corner as Moan takes him in against the boards. Finally, he falls, and it's going to be played to the half wall, controlled there by Sampaire on the near boards. He looks to center it, loose in front, and a chance for Caden Sampaire that went off the traffic and wide. Runs to the left point. Here's a shot that sails off the traffic and wide to the near side, and the puck comes to center ice, and Tate Block having a real hard time there with Bowden Sampaire backing over the line. Seidel trying to split the defense. He goes down, and they're letting him play here. Well, there's some pretty hefty contact out there as it comes to the right side, and Moe will flip it high in the air back into the Pioneer zone. Seth Klepak, number 26, getting his first ice from the red line. Comes over the line, shoots, and it's off the stick of Polnick, and now we're going to have a
6 men.
Yeah, we got a too many men penalty on the ice against Eden Prairie here, and it's going to be a power play for Hill Murray. Exactly 8 minutes to go, so the time 9 minutes.
New coach Mike Terwilliger might still be figuring out the kinks of those line changes with this new group, and it's going to be Andy Earl headed to the box to serve it. Not sure if he was the offending party. Hill Murray to the power play, they ran it at a clip of 26.3% last year, one of the best in AA. Something also to watch, losing those top four defensemen, who's going to be that power play general that so many great units have. And looks like the defenseman out there right now, it is Cottingham and Greeter, like we said.
We'll see how this plays out. Now, Puck comes up to Cottingham at the left point. Too many men on the ice for Eden Prairie at the 9-minute mark of the period, and now it's flipped high in the air and it gets over the dasher boards and nearly brains one of the observers on the far side of the rink.
You know, Jeff, I think it did brain one of the observers, but regardless, Hill Murray, they're kind of going with that little high-low look, almost a box and one for you basketball fans out there, where they have the four pretty established, and then one guy is kind of darting in and out.
Here's Cottingham feeding it off to the far circle, and controlled there by Ben Miller. Pioneers set up their power play. Here's a shot. Polnick with a save there, and a good rising shot by Brady Ingebretson winds up going out of play.
And that middleman on the power play is Lucas Mann. Again, one of the few returners for this Hill Murray squad. 13 points his high school career, all of them coming from last year. He's a center here, and we'll see what kind of things they have drawn up for him.
Face-off coming up now to the right of Isaiah Polnick, and now here's Mann back out there with the first unit. 28 seconds of power play time gone. Face-off win for Hill Murray. Fed off to the far boards. Now a diagonal pass to the right, picked up there by Greeter on the half wall. And he goes down to the near corner, stolen there by Vornwald for Eden Prairie. Cleared but not out. Greeter feeds the left circle. Picked up there by Mann. Now behind the net. And the Pioneers try to hold possession here. A little ragged at the moment. Mann can't control it, and the puck cleared out to center ice. Halfway through the power play, tipped on into the zone by Ingebretson. He goes after it there, left corner. Here's Ryan Coring out to center. And Cottingham drops it back to Greeter. Cottingham. Ingebretson on the near side. He turns, and here he comes. Ingebretson over the line. He will play it in deep, chase after it there. He's going to lean there on the defender, Peltier. Now it's going to be cleared past Greeter and all the way down the ice. And we have 37 seconds of power play time left. Time for one more solid rush here from the Pioneers. Greeter leaves it for Cottingham behind the goal. 6.5 to go in the first period. 1-0 Hill Murray. Pioneers pick their way out down the left. And over skating there is Greeter. Has to come back for it. And he'll leave it there to the near side for Klepak. Now he tries to feed the center circle to Seidel. And now down the right wing, here's Caden Samper over the line. Cuts to the slot. And the puck still lying loose. Samper trying to get to it. He can't, and Tommy Moen will clear the length of the ice, and that'll do it for the penalty on Eden Prairie. And Hill Murray is 0 for 1 on the power play here in the early going. Played back behind the net now, and the Pioneers will start up the left. Pass too far at center, controlled there by Block. And now fed over into the zone, and Whistler to center ice. Caden Samper over the line, rink wides it in. Chasing it down there is Bowden Samper, the sophomore. Caden is a senior. 5'8", 165, 10-point scorer last year. Now a big hit thrown in against the wall in front of the Eden Prairie bench. And Hill Murray fans not best pleased there. And now here's a solid shot with the shoulder by Caden Samper. It knocks Kleiss down, and now we get a whistle. And we're going to go back for a face-off with 5.5 minutes to go in the period.
One of the defects of an Eden Prairie squad last year, they were 15-12, exited in the Section 2AA semifinals. Something that really hampered them was their penalty kill. 73% last year. That's not going to get done against your top teams. But for their first penalty kill, very solid structure. New coach Mike Terwilliger implementing his systems, paying dividends here early on.
Face off to the left of the Eden Prairie goal, and it's going to be picked up there by Peltier in the corner. And he plays it up the wall for Crowley. Takes a rub there from Luger, and it winds up going all the way down the ice. Chasing after it is Braden Hogue. He's spun off the puck behind the net. It's centered. It comes in front. And the Pioneer defense will deal with it. Rink-wide pass to neutral ice, and here they come. Down the left, here's a rising shot that's over the top by Ryan Madigan. Comes back into the near side corner, and Eden Prairie trying to play it up the wall. 4 players in, and now the Pioneers get it. A drop pass to the right point. Luger feeds it over to the left. It hops. Braden Hogan comes back out to center, and Hill Murray has to tag up. 4:50 to go in the first period. Here's Crowley. Now a pass to center ice, and Cole Satterdalen overskates. Ingebretson back for the Pioneers. Poke checked off his stick. Following up and bowled over. A good shot there as Rio Trihar, number 11, wound up knocking Braden Hogue down. Now in the space behind the net, Ingebretson trying to make something happen. Drops to the left point. 4.5 to go in the period. Here's a shot, and that at the outside of the goal. Comes to the far side. Falling there is Miller as he goes after the puck. Now still loose in the right corner. It's centered. Ingebretson on the backhand, and he winds up feeding it back to the corner where it's picked up there by Peltier and cleared all the way down the ice. And it was deflected, so no icing. 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the period. And behind the net, the Pioneers control. Bank off the wall to center ice. And controlled finally by Braden Hogue. Banks it off the boards to himself and plays it on into the zone. Polnick sets it up behind the goal off to the corner. And finally it trickles on out to center. And here's a drive rink wide by Greeter into the near corner. And a stick against the boards there as it's teams finishing their checks here in the first period. Well, and it's now played back into the left corner where Greeter has it. Centering pass. Comes up the slot, and Jacobson Couch can't get to it. He does finally throw it in front, deflected by Greeter, and it comes behind the net. Eden Prairie starting to buzz a little bit here. And it comes now to Ryan Coring. His shot goes wide. And the puck to the half wall in the Hill Murray zone, played out of the air with a high stick, and that's going to bring the face-off all the way back as Andy Earl not able to control it.
That is a killer for Eden Prairie. After sustaining a long shift of offensive pressure from Hill Murray, able to exit the zone without icing it. They end up establishing themselves in the opposite zone. Coring sends a great shot from the point. Good screen in front by Jacobson Couch. And then to lose it on the high stick from Andy Earl. That's a killer here with 3:21 to go.
Little face-off coming up now to the right of the Eden Prairie goal and Isaiah Polnick. Be interesting to see what the shots are in this first period as it comes back into the Hill Murray zone to the right. And going after it there is Klepak. Rinks to the far side. Now a pass and neutral ice is picked off and carrying back over the line and looking for a backhanded chance. Townsend in on goal and Erickson stopped him. Comes to the right point and block. Down to the corner for Kleiss. Behind the net, Eden Prairie continuing. They picked up where they left off. Moan at the left point, feeds the circle. And here's Townsend on his backhand going across the Pioneer defense, stops in the circle. Now center point, here's block flattening, shooting. Erickson saves, and it comes to the right corner. Klepak trying to bank it out. Here's Whistler behind the goal for the Pioneers. 2:40 to go in the period. Pass to center. Caden Sampair's got a breakaway going in. He shoots, he scores! Caden Sampair! And it's 2-0 Hill Murray.
Caden Sampair, a big returning piece for this Hill Murray squad. He just gets it out in front, breaks it loose. That's his 7th high school goal. And we talked about Bodie Sampair earlier. Now he's egging on the students section. The Hill Murray side of this rink, electric. They lead it 2-0.
14 minutes and 24 seconds is the time. And Eden Prairie back on its heels a little bit here as they trail at 2-0.
The big difference maker for me so far in this one, they've kind of been matching lines, but Hill Murray's second and third lines have been a leg above Eden Prairie's. It's something to watch here. See how much more. I mean, Teddy Townsend, we're 15 minutes into this game. Feels like he's been out there for 10 of them. I don't know how much longer that's sustainable. It'd be huge if Hill Murray could get another one before the break.
2-0 to score, and we'll have Tony Scott between periods talking with Dr. Scott Pepin as part of our first intermission for you here on the Youth Hockey Hub. Champions Cup 2022. Let's get Robin Cook on the goal. Whistler and Seidel getting assists. It's behind the Eden Prairie goal now, and here's Madigan making some more havoc behind the goal, fed around to the near side. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Loose to the near wall, now fed to the point. Here's a rising shot by Luger. It's gloved down by Polnick and played behind the net. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period, and Eden Prairie will pick their way out. Here's Ryan Coring. He's over the line, works to the circle, shoots, and that's deflected wide to the near side. Nice play by Luger. And now back behind the net, controlled by Miller along the wall. Ben Miller tries to reverse it, put it right into the traffic, and now it comes to the circle where it's controlled by Cottingham. And back comes Hill Murray. Landon Cottingham shoots, and a save made by Polnick. Ingebretson had a swat at it. 90 seconds to go in the period. Cottingham takes a hit in against the boards. Cottingham might be that guy, Will. You see him leading the rush, and now we're going to get a penalty coming here in the corner as we have pushes and shoves exchanged between Chase Clutie and Ben Miller. We'll see who gets called. It's going to be on Eden Prairie.
It's been a physical game, hasn't it, Jeff? I mean, both sides just finishing their checks, and yeah, it's going to be Clutie going to the box. Once again, Eden Prairie, a defect for them last year, their penalty kill. See if Hill Murray can capitalize after being 0 for 1 so far here today.
15:39, the time of the penalty. Pioneers get their second power play of the first period. Ingebretson is on for the face-off to the left of Polnick. And get the announcement. Cross-checking is the penalty. And in front, Greeter unable to slide one through. Now it runs to the slot. Greeter again at the right point. Just over a minute to go. Saucer pass knocked out of the air by Cottingham off to the left boards, and it does come out to center. And Hill Murray has to regroup. Here's Cottingham over the line. He goes to the far boards. Cottingham with some speed. Pushed wide by Moen behind the goal. Leaves it for Ingebretson in the end wall. Wraparound attempt. A rebound chance, and he pushed it wide. Ingebretson to the near side. Couple of good chances there. Ingebretson in the right circle. Now feeds it down low. Ingebretson backhanded centering pass, and it's cleared between the point men all the way back down the ice. Good stuff by Hill Murray there.
Brady Ingebretson, I mean, he's not on the score sheet, but I feel like we've said his name as many times as any Hill Murray player, really making things happen, and he's going to be a big piece if they want to make another state title run.
24 seconds to go in the period, and the Pioneers bring it in on the far side. Centering pass blocked, and trickles out to center ice. And they'll come back for it. This is Landon Cottingham. Circling with 12 seconds to go in the period, lays it ahead for Mann. Now shot on in by Cottingham, and it goes wide. Hill Murray changing defenseman with 5 seconds to go in the period. And it's cleared back out to center ice, where Whistler will control as the first period comes to an end. And our score is Hill Murray 2 and Eden Prairie nothing. And your thoughts on this period?
Hill Murray, I mean, really controlling the pace of play. Granted, they did have the man advantage opportunities, but not a ton of pressure inside on Erickson. And if you're going to put goals up on a good goaltender like that, you need to get inside, you need to pepper him with shots, and they haven't been able to do so. We'll see what the shot counter is at the end of this period. I'd imagine pretty heavily favoring Hill Murray. And as for Eden Prairie, we'll see what kind of locker room adjustments Coach Terwilliger can make. It's going to be a tough hill to climb for them, facing off against a really, really good Hill Murray squad.
All right, we'll take a break and come back when Tony Scott speaks with Dr. Scott Pepin. That's next here on Champions Cup 2022 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go,
Back at the Eden Prairie Community Center. Bill Peterson, Jeff Papes with you. Shots on goal in the first period for Hill Murray, 10. For Eden Prairie, 7. Didn't come out quite as lopsided as I thought.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Hill Murray really controlled the pace of play. They had 2 power plays, and yet here we stand 10-7. Granted, it's not how many, it's what you do with them. Quality over quantity. Hill Murray, 2 of them find the back of the net from Seidel and, Greeter and Sam Pear. Looking at the wrong column there. Seidel with 2 assists, however.
So we'll see the second period. Still 39 seconds worth of power play time remaining for Hill Murray, which is how much time that Chase Clute has on his cross-checking penalty. Given at 15:39 of the first period, teams attack towards their benches here in the second, so it's the long change. Still to come tonight, Cretin-Durham Hall taking on Hermantown. Cretin-Durham Hall stinging their 9th straight loss to St. Thomas Academy last weekend, and I find that amazing. St. Thomas Academy is a great program, but beating Cretin 9 times running is impressive.
Especially when you consider the talent that Cretin-Durham Hall has had for the last, how long did that streak span? Is it 6 years now?
Yeah. Yep.
And you also consider last year Cretin-Durham Hall went into the state tournament as the number 2 seed after winning Section 3. They had 3 regular season losses, 2 of them coming to St. Thomas Academy, the other one to the eventual state champion Andover.
And those teams play again in the Raiders' last game before Christmas. That game is going to be at Highland Arena on the 22nd of December, the rematch between them and St. Thomas Academy. Ready to go for the start of the second period. It'll be Lucas Mann facing off against Townsend. And Vornwald takes it over the Hill Murray line from the draw. Ingebretson drops it back into the right corner. Oh, it comes free, loose in front, and Erickson had to make a save. Puck comes off to the near boards, and Hill Murray disorganized here as Townsend feeds it to the left. Good stuff shorthanded here from Eden Prairie as Erickson traps the puck against the right post to get a stoppage.
Eden Prairie evidently had a fire lit under them there in the first intermission, coming out flying off the faceoff. Vornwald enters the zone. Actually, he had Coring back at the blue line calling for it to get it back deep, but opted not to. It was Townsend sending it over, and they got an early shorthanded chance.
Play in the Hill Murray zone, and going back for it is Mann. 14 seconds in the power play. To say the carryover has been unimpressive for Hill Murray would be to understate the situation. And it comes to the near side and played ahead by Greeter into the zone, and now Ingebretson goes back behind the net trying to kick it onto his stick blade. It comes free to the high slot. And Eden Prairie's at full strength as Cottingham plays it into the corner. There's a bump thrown in against the back wall against Ryan Coring. One-time shot, and it went off the heel of Miller's stick, loose at the right edge. And now played up the near wall, and the Pioneers putting on some pressure. So maybe getting to 5-on-5 was helpful for them. We have a penalty coming up on the Pioneers here. And it's touched now, and that's going to put Hill shorthanded for the first time. 59 seconds into the second period, a hooking penalty.
Ben Miller is going to be seeing that look in his sleep tonight, regardless of the outcome here. It's not every day you get a scoring chance as prime as that. Wide open net in his wheelhouse for the one-timer, just fans on it, goes off the heel. Now Hill Murray, they'll be shorthanded for the first time here today. Their penalty kill incredibly strong last year, 86.8%. Eden Prairie on the other side, a modest power play, 22.1%.
Well, those are another one of the trademarks of Bill Lechner teams is that they're very sound, and that starts with a goaltender. And good penalty killing team traditionally, and we'll see how they react here. Is Seidel up front along with Jude Bonnen. So you got some wheels up front. Over the line comes Eden Prairie, and it's played now to the right corner by Ryan Coring. And he is ridden to the boards there, puck behind the goal, and it's controlled on the near side now as Townsend looking for space. Played up the slot. And Mason Moe after it, now fed towards the left point. So the freshman getting point time on the power play here for Eden Prairie. Here's Moe high in the slot, 1 times wide. Erickson swats it behind the goal. Players from both teams after it. Now Bonnen plays it, and it winds up running to the near corner and finally played all the way down the ice.
Saw Mason Moe running the point as a freshman there. Shouldn't come as a surprise that he's the quarterback of the power play. Football runs in the family for him. His grandfather Tom Moe, quarterback for the Gophers, and his cousin Carter Coughlin, currently playing for the New York Giants.
Now played over the Hill Murray line. And it's loose at the point, and Moe trying to play it ahead, but it's now trapped in skates. And it comes to the circle, picked up there finally by Klepak, and he rink wides it back into the Eden Prairie zone. 45 left in the power play. And here's Block behind the goal. Picks his way out. Now feeds the right wing, and here's Vornwald over the line. He goes behind the net and now banks it off the wall, but not far enough. And Ingebretsen's there to golf it down the ice. Under half a minute remaining in Eden Prairie's first power play, and so far no damage done. Here they come. Through center, though, and it's Alex Hall over the line. Stops in the right circle, feeds it to the point, and picked up now by Jacobson Couch. Fed to the high slot, 10 seconds in the power play. Block, one-time shot, and Erickson makes the save on Vornwald. 5 seconds to go in the power play, and it's shot back to center ice and over the boards and out of play.
1 second left on the power play for Eden Prairie, but a very, very solid kill for the Eagles. Kept everything, I stand corrected, the Pioneers kept everything away from the goaltender Erickson. And this one's actually going to come out to center as that one was shot into the Eden Prairie bench.
1 second remaining in the penalty on Miller, which is annoying for him. But standing up in the penalty box in a center ice faceoff now, Bill Murray back to full strength. Loose at center and fresh out of the box, and now stepping on the puck and slipping down for Eden Prairie, or for Hill Murray rather, was Miller, and now it's out of play.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey here again in the first period. Really saw Hill Murray control the pace of play. However, in the second before that power play, Eden Prairie was the one controlling things. We'll see what kind of spark Eden Prairie has in them here as we return to even strength. And now they're gonna whistle the face-off dead. And looks like Lucas Mann is going to be sent out.
Eden Prairie had those 2 real good shifts right in a row. Midway through the period where they did most of their work in front of goal. It's in them, certainly. And over the line they come. And it's played off to the left corner. Ryan Madigan clears it around on the near side. Bornwald holds at the right point. Takes a shot through traffic. Erickson stick save. Follow-up goes behind the net, and Orth has it there. It's Gavin Orth coming to the near boards. He is taken in hard against the wall as Eden Prairie starts to work the puck around that forecheck deep. And now here comes Ingebretsen. Pass to the left side, picked up there by Miller, and he lets the trailer man come through and out of the left point. And it's fed down to the half wall. Back comes Eden Prairie through the middle. Clute can't control it, and now here come the Eagles back. Kleiss, he is knocked into his bench. He gets back up. Now a long pass up the middle. Vornwald cuts it off at center ice, feeds the left. Eagles back in. And it's Teddy Townsend going behind the goal, and he is pushed by Klepak, but not off the puck. A centering pass. Ingebretsen fans on it, and a chance for Earl. And he blazes wide. Centering pass in front. Seidel tips it. And now here come the Pioneers back. Seidel over the line. Screen shot. Glove catch by Polnick on a rising shot, and a faceoff coming up.
Fanned on it there by Earl, but Teddy Townsend, the edge skating to get all the way behind the goaltender. Erickson withstand the hit. Beautiful centering pass for Earl, just couldn't quite put it home, but Eden Prairie, a much, much improved effort here in the second period of play.
Face-off coming down to the right of the Eden Prairie goal. Face-off win for Seidel, shot right on, rebound loose in front, and Samper could not steal Klepak's rebound and swipe it home. Now it comes to the right corner, cleared up the wall, too far for Earl, but carrying on at center ice before he pays the price is Jacobson Couch. Left corner, played back behind by Whistler, and Hill Murray works a breakout. Seidel at center ice, can't find it, gets it back, he plays it in, and Samper right on the line, somehow stayed onside. Seidel goes to the corner, block after it there, along with Simon Seidel, who will backhand it to the right point. It's held in there, and then finally it hops the stick of Klepak, so I was a little bit too quick there. As Klepak will circle back into his zone. We played 5 minutes of the second period. 2-0 Hill Murray here in the opener of the Champions Cup 2022. Pass to the near wing. Samper takes it over the line. He's got a goal in this game, and Block wins that battle. Along the near boards, Klepak trying to play it ahead. Comes to the circle, and the Pioneers will carry it. Townsend out to center. Over the line, played into the zone. Whistler will let it go right onto the goalkeeper, and we're going to get a face-off with 11:40 to go in the second period.
Another face-off here. Deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Like I said, they faced off just around the same time last year in the Champions Cup. Lost 4-1. We're on pace for a similar score here. However, Eden Prairie, they've been pressuring. We'll see if they can get one on the shift here with Satterdalen on the draw.
Pull Satterdalen on, and he will face off against Jude Bonnen, and from the face-off it comes back behind the net. Pioneers in control there. Back to the near boards. Madigan along the near wall. Now, going to be picked up there by Cole Satterdahl drops to the left point. One-time shot, and that I don't believe got through. Finally picked up, and here's Bonin. 2-on-2 with the trailer. Gets to the blue line, and that's going to be picked up and relayed on in by Luger, who will head for the defensive zone. The puck comes forward, and now a centering pass is going to be picked off there by Braden Hogue, but it's between his skates, and he has to steer it back behind the net. Now behind the goal, the Pioneers gain control. 11 minutes to play in the second period. Madigan down the near wing, and he is crunched into the boards hard by Moe. And now a shot wide of the goal. Madigan none the worse for wear, but the crowd impressed as it comes to the near side. And now here's Madigan dropping it back. Bonin, he steps around Clute at center ice, and now Luger in to help him. And now over the line they come. Hill Murray caught on a change. Here's a centering pass. They score! John Kleiss and Eden Prairie catches him on a change and cuts the lead in half.
Not every day you have a 2-0 that easy, Jeff. John Kleiss in with Andy Earl. That's his first varsity goal. Eden Prairie responds. They were pressuring all period. They finally get one to go. Hill Murray 2, Eden Prairie 1.
Kind of got hung out to dry there, but you get caught on that second period change. There was just no way they were going to get back, and your goaltender can't stop all of them, and it's a 2-1 game.
It'll take a shot like that to beat the goaltender Erickson. And it, to his credit, did a pretty good job sliding back across, left a little too much room in the 5-hole. That's where they beat him.
Now play in the Eden Prairie zone on the left side. Played ahead by Clute. Can't get it out of the zone. Loose still to the point. Now played down to the left corner where Coring was after. We'll get the call here. And it's going to be Ryan Coring and Clute getting assists at 6:19 of the second period. 2-1 Hill Murray. Long pass is going to come all the way back into the Hill Murray zone. No icing. And it's left there in the corner. Finally, they rink wide in front of their goal. And it's picked up there by Greeter. Pass to center ice. And Miller backhands it in deep. And then puck comes back out to center. Greeter shoots it in with teammates trapped. Hill Murray has to tag up, and they do. Pass to the left side. And now the Eagles come in over the line, and this is Andy Earl. Sharp angle, centering pass, and standing at the right edge was Jacobson Couch. And if he'd gotten a blade on that, we might have been tied. Now play along the near wall. It's bumped ahead by Mann and out to center. Earl plays it back in. And out of the right corner, it's Cottingham in control there. 9:20 to go in the middle period, 2-1. Hill Murray on top here from the Champions Cup 2022, brought to you by the Youth Hockey Hub. And presented, of course, by Lots of Matzo Pizza. Now out to center ice, Townsend. Rink wides one to the far side and over the line, and that's going to be offside at the Hill Murray line.
This game has just had a wildly different feel from period to period. First period, Hill Murray controlling the tempo, Hill Murray leading in physicality, and now it almost feels here in the second period. Granted, EP has scored, but they're controlling the tempo, and it seems as if they're using Hill Murray's physicality against them. A lot of Hill Murray guys going for checks, ending up missing their mark, giving Eden Prairie scoring chances, head the other way.
All right, we have play over the Eden Prairie line. A drop pass. Seidel tied up as he tried to shoot. And the Eagles come back on the near side. Here's Cole Satterdahl looking to center, and he winds up putting it on goal. Erickson makes a save. Comes off to the right edge. Seidel throwing a hit. Eden Prairie cycling out of the corner. It's in Satterdahl and skates, and Hill Murray will come back to center ice. And it's played ahead. Samper a little bit short of that one. Now it's going to be Seidel trying to control on the half wall, played around by Bowden Samper, and Caden Samper behind the goal. Going to step around the defender, puts it in front, and it goes in the air. Whistler tracks it down at center ice halfway through this game in regulation. 2-1 the score from the Eden Prairie Community Center with Will Peterson, Jeff Pappas with you here on the Youth Hockey Hub tonight. And it's played all the way down the ice, and that will be an icing call against Hill Murray.
Two of the four teams featured here in this year's Champions Cup are going to also be featured in this year's Hockey Day Minnesota in White Bear Lake, as the Hill Murray boys will take on their Section 4 counterpart White Bear Lake, and Hermantown will have a 2020 Class A championship rematch with Matamidi. Looking forward to that one.
That should be a terrific day of hockey. And, of course, the Section 4 AA championship, referred to in these parts as the game, seems to feature the same teams every year, but the regular season matchup is just as compelling. And that winds up whizzing out of play just below us, and we'll get a face-off in the Hill Murray zone.
We have the youth swarming, trying to get that puck. And now looks like they are going to throw it back. Thought one of them might hold on to it as a souvenir, but because their conscience overwhelmed them there as we get a face-off, 8:06.
Draw coming now to the left of Jack Erickson. Comes up the near wall, and the Pioneers will play to center. It hops over Peltier's stick. Back for it is Nick Coring, the sophomore. Behind the goal, Ryan is the senior. Now loose at the point area and finally comes out to neutral ice. And they will scrum for it along the boards. A broken stick blade there. It's one of the Eden Prairie players has lost his stick, and that was Clute. He comes in, though, and uses the body nonetheless. Finally, Treharn will play it ahead. Into the Hill Murray zone, back to the left corner, and Claypack will go after it. Tries to clear it up the wall, comes to the circle, and finally in front of the goal where it's picked up by Claypack, and he feeds the right boards. Pioneers trying to get out of the zone here. It's been a good second period for Eden Prairie so far as it's rink-wided back into the Hill Murray zone. A weak pass goes off sticks and out to center ice. Loose at neutral, finally controlled by Ryan Madigan. He's over the line. Madigan gets around the referee, looks to center, hits the back of the net, and comes to the near side boards where the Eagles are able to clear it back into the Hill Murray end on the left side. Here's Greeter. 7 minutes to go in the period. Greeter leaves it for Seidel along the half wall. Seidel having trouble behind the net, but uses his great speed to get some separation. Picked up along the wall, and Bowden Sampair can't clear. Rink-wided back deep into the Pioneers zone where Whistler has it. Now Whistler, long pass to center, got under that one and put it out of play. 6:47 left in period 2.
Coach Terwilliger coming over from Bloomington Jefferson, served 4 years as the head there. But there is more than one Bloomington Jefferson tie on this Eden Prairie team. Number 41, the forward Cole Satterdale, and his grandfather Tom was a 4-time state champion coach at Bloomington Jefferson as well.
Tom Satterdalen, a friend of mine, and you know where Tom Satterdalen started his high school coaching career, do you not?
I do not, no.
Okay.
Really?
Yes, he did. He was the assistant coach for Bill Kennedy.
218 represent.
218 is represented well, and then of course went to Superior, wound up winning a number of state championships there, play in the Eden Prairie zone, by the way. And Caden Sampair trying to free it up, picked up there by Earl. But yes, Tom Satterdalen started in Cloquet, nearly got the head coaching job there. And I had the pleasure of calling several state tournaments with Tom over the years. And fine man, puck up the slot, and it's going to be controlled by Eden Prairie. Andy Earl plays it to center. And now controlled by Dylan Bornwald, who's over the line. Bornwald into the circle, shoots, and Erickson makes a pad save, hugging the right post. Picked up there by Townsend in the corner. He goes behind the net, and the Pioneers will gain control. Seidel chipping it ahead, and it's loose along the near wall. Given away, finding the corner. A centering pass comes up the slot, and Townsend goes down. That's center ice. Seidel trying to play. It's pretty ragged at the moment. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the second period. Now a long pass up the middle for Townsend is headed off, but carrying on and closing to the slot was Mason Moe, but he couldn't control it. Rolled off his blade, comes to the near corner with under 6 minutes to go. And now players from both teams in. Referee wants them to move it, so they do. Now the Eagles along the goal line, and a centering pass hops Moan's stick and comes back out to the left point. Plays it around behind the goal. Centering pass, and now the player is in the net instead of the puck, and we're going to get a face-off as now
further
pushes and shoves going on here as Moe has got a partner now, and he is being wrestled at by Ingebretson.
And Jack Erickson in the mix of all of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Knock went down and challenged his combatant, but we're going to have a horde of penalties here, I would assume.
We'll see if they take anybody. 11:42 is the time, and we are going to have a penalty.
Both the 19s looks like.
So it's Moe and Greeter.
Now,
42 of the second period.
Terwilliger getting a thorough explanation, and I'm sure he's saying, "Hey, my guy was the one that ended up at the bottom of the pile in the net. How's this working out?" And I doubt anything the referee says will truly satisfy him, but owed the explanation regardless. We're going to play. Are they going to keep it 5-a-side? Looks like they will.
Coincidental minors, yes, but I've never seen a coach that was ever satisfied by those explanations. It's that time we are reminded that it is not a democracy on the ice. Hill Murray getting a very late change here that is being allowed by the referees.
I'm sure some of that attributed to Coach Lechner getting his explanation as well.
I would expect so, but 5:18 to go in the second. Face off to the left of Erickson. Where's the alternate captain's A here for Hill Murray? Puck down, Whistler along the boards, plays and block. Flips it ahead, loose along the wall, and it's going to be controlled by Townsend. He tries to play it in front, and Whistler took it away from him. Gaining it back there is Satterdahl, tries to come out of the corner. Roughing Miners on Greeter and Moe as the puck played back into the Eden Prairie zone. Going after it there is Moan. He goes around to the far side for Tate Block and cleared up to center ice. Going to be played right back into the zone by Klepak behind the Eden Prairie net. 4:49 to go in the second period. Comes up the near wall, and Satterdahl bumped in against the boards. Picked up there by Ben Miller. Tried to leave it to the half wall for Whistler. He's in check. Picked up there by Mann. He closes, he shoots, and it goes off block over the glass and out of play.
Both these sides really riding their top guys again. And it's becoming apparent that these guys aren't quite in that mid-season game shape yet. Play's getting a little bit sloppy. And the second intermission here in 4 minutes and 34 seconds will be a much-needed rest period for some of these top guys like the Townsend and Mann lines for Hill Murray.
You know, up north, my old friend Rod Johnson up in Esco would have called this football game preparation because when you have players coming off fall sports, if any of them have played other sports, now it's not quite as prevalent because players don't do that, but in the days when they did, they would play with much more power and force than they would play with finesse. And sometimes that would lead to the kind of play that you're seeing here. Play at neutral ice, and it's dropped back into the zone by Alex Hall, and Block's going to have to chase it. Caden Sampere on him, takes him in against the boards and just leans him there. Now picked up by Dawson Miller, number 24, and played rink wide back into the Hill Murray zone. After it there is Braden Hogan. He pays the price as Hall takes him in against the boards. Carrying it out is Bowden Sampere. Loose at neutral ice, and Ryan Coring feeds the left and over the line, and there's Luger throwing a hit for Hill Murray. Goes back into the right corner. And controlled there by Simon Seidel. Tried to clear up the wall. Under 4 minutes to go in the second period. Loose behind the net, and Luger feeds it up the wall. Picked up there by Hall. Takes a shot and a stick save by Erickson. Off to the near boards. Flipped to the blue line, and now Hill Murray in transition. Here's Bowden Sampere playing it ahead. And they are going to get a change here as Caden Sampere already to the bench. Bowden Sampere following him. And finally they do finish as Townsend picks it up, lays it ahead, and here's Chase Clute over the line. Clute tried to feed it through. Townsend chases after it, and now he managed to sidestep Seidel, comes around to the near side, fans on the centering pass. Taking it against the boards, comes back out with it. Townsend to the left edge. It runs up the slot. Vornwald now feeds it over. Penalty coming on Hill Murray as the puck is played off to the corner. It's touched by Luger, and now the penalty will be called. It is going to be a hooking penalty. And it comes at 14 minutes and 49 seconds of the second period.
And the guy who drew that, his name we've said more than any Eden Prairie Eagle all night, Teddy Townsend. His elite skating skills, he had it ready to center it. I'm not sure that's one of those penalties that you encourage, but granted, very well did take away a scoring chance for Eden Prairie. Now, Eden Prairie, now they're going to head to the power play here.
Second power play for the Eagles. 3:11 to go in the second period. Face-off coming up, and now it's fed off to the far wall. Tipped to the line, and Vornwald tried to play it ahead, but got under it and put it out of play. That's 4 seconds of their power play. They can never get back, and now it'll be a face-off in the Hill Murray zone.
Sort of an addition by subtraction factor there as well in the penalty, as Hill Murray loses Luger, who's one of their top penalty killers, one of the only returning defensemen for this Hill Murray squad. Big loss for this penalty kill unit.
Now from the face-off, it's picked up by Greeter in the right corner, feeds it around on the near side, and it's going to get past Block and back into the Eden Prairie zone. Tate Block, 5 points last year as a sophomore, picks his way through center. Over the line, puts on the brakes to get past Caden Sampere. Now it's poked ahead, and it's going to come back in the Eden Prairie zone. Vornwald will come out and play the setup from Polnick in the right corner. First 30 gone in this power play. Here is Vornwald to center ice. Vornwald over the line, and his story is ended at the half boards by Greeter. Was behind the net, 1:20 to go in the period, and now, the power play, now to the high slot. Block closing, feeding it over to the left side, and now here's Vornwald picking it up. Vornwald topped his pass, gets it over to Treharn. Now it's back behind the net. Hall, left circle, rink wides. Here's a shot by Vornwald and a save by Erickson off to the right boards. Picked up there by Jacobson Couch. He goes behind the net. 55 in the power play, loose at the left edge. Pioneers get it and clear.
One of the characteristics of a Bill
Oh,
Lechner
here's
team
a
now.
breakthrough.
Whoa!
Oh, boy, as Paulnick took a big chance there with a forechecker bearing down on him and got there just in front. Didn't mean to cut you off there, sir.
No. But as I was saying, one of the characteristics of a Bill Lechner team, very sound defensively, very sound on the penalty kill. Again, clearly evident here today, limiting any chances, at least within the paint vicinity of Erickson.
20 seconds in the power play, comes to the far boards, and it's chipped ahead by Mann back into the Eden Prairie zone, and back for it is Coring behind the goal with 10 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Coring, swinging through center, getting past Mann. Pass Ingebretson, comes over the line, still in possession. Plays behind the goal, still in possession. Centering pass, Erickson sticks it away, and right out of the penalty box. Boy, that just about worked out perfectly for Hill Murray as Miller came out of the box and, or off the bench rather.
Yeah, Luger went off for Miller, and had that pass had a little less mustard on it, would have had a breakaway chance there on the goaltender Paulnick.
Now here's Ingebretson chasing it down. He goes after it along with Peltier. Now behind the net, it's picked up by Ryan Coring. He clears around and played to the blue line, held back by Miller, and he takes a shot. Winds up sticked away to the near side boards. Peltier puts it in front in his own zone. Coring banks it off the boards to center, and Clute into the Hill Murray zone. That's broken up, and here's Seidel back. 30 seconds to go in the period. Seidel plays it into the zone. Peltier goes after it in the left corner, and he goes down as Seidel comes in on him on the forecheck. They battle for it, picked up there by Ben Miller, fed to the right point. Here's a shot, and it goes off the traffic and wide as it came to the right point, and Klepak now controlled by Whistler, but he can't hold it in, and here comes Townsend back. Clute on his right, over the line, Townsend, and he is going to be shoved out of the play by Caden Samper with 5 seconds to go in the period. Loose to the left corner, it's cleared ahead, but not out. It's held in by Ryan Coring, and that's where the period will come to an end. Eden Prairie gets one back, and after 2 periods, it's 2-1.
After the first period, the big question, can Eden Prairie respond to Hill Murray's challenge? Now the tables are flipped. Bill Lechner is going to have to go into that Hill Murray locker room, make some adjustments to match the Eden Prairie pace of play, and most importantly, stay out of the penalty box.
All right, we have played 2 periods. We'll await the saves during the intermission and come back with the third next. It's 2-1 Hill Murray here, Champions Cup 2022 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
We're with Dr. Scott Pepin here between periods. How you doing today, Doctor?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Tony.
Dr. Pepin from Summit Orthopedics, a big sponsor of YHH, and also a hockey dad. Talk to me a little bit about the experience as being a non-hockey player, being a hockey dad.
Definitely been very interesting. I mean, my oldest is a first-year squirt this year, and so we're really in the thick of it. But yeah, kind of getting into a little more of the hockey culture has been kind of fun and a growing experience for not just our son, but for my wife and I as well. Getting into that, so it's been really a lot of time at the rink the last few years, but it's been really fun.
You're now, as a squirt parent, now this is the throes of, like, the height of the craziness. Did you start to feel the craziness, the competitiveness of it, keeping score and all that stuff compared to mites?
Yeah, I say the way the crowd responds as soon as the scoreboard turns on is a little different than at the mite level, so people lose their minds a little bit.
So you're a shoulder surgeon, and how I know that is I'm one of your hundreds or thousands of patients. Where would I rank in the level of, like, bad patients, good patients, somewhere in the middle? I'm kind of curious. So I always wanted to know.
Yeah, you were pretty compliant, so we'll put you in the good category. So
I like that. I like being a good patient. On the more serious note, you've been doing this for a while as a surgeon at Summit Orthopedics. Talk to me about the day-to-day injuries that you treat on the shoulders, knees, the types of injuries. Are they kids? Are they athletes coming in? Or are they weekend warriors, a little bit like myself? Or who do you see on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, kind of a combination of those. So yeah, knee and shoulders, definitely my specialty, sports medicine. I mean, we take care of high school kids, college kids, so high-level athletes up to your weekend warriors, and then there's even, getting into kind of the senior citizen level even as well, just treating those injuries at the shoulder and knee level, so kind of all ages.
Well, I can report I had a great experience. The shoulder is doing great, and I couldn't have you guys to thank. I need to thank you guys about it. Last question. What would you say is, like, kind of the most rewarding parts of your job working for Summit Orthopedics?
With any patient, whether it's, again, at the kind of the competitive sports level or, as patients get older and stuff too, but the really rewarding part is that day they come in, they've kind of finished their rehab, and they say, hey, Doc, I'm back doing everything I want to do. I'm golfing or I'm playing football or whatever. I don't have any pain. I mean, that's the reward. I mean, that's why we do it. I love that part of it.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for joining us between periods. Dr. Scott Pepin from Summit Orthopedics.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was
After 2 periods here at the Eden Prairie Community Center, it's 2-1. Hill Murray leading Eden Prairie in the first game of the 2022 Champions Cup with Will Peterson, Jeff Papis with you. Our shots in the second period favored Eden Prairie 7-4. They're dead even for the game at 14. And really 2 pretty well-matched teams, it looks like to me.
Yeah, especially, I mean, when you consider that, in my opinion, the top-end talent is kind of balanced out. First period, Hill Murray's depth, especially on the defensive end, shine through a little more. But a big answer for Eden Prairie in the second period. So third period, in my opinion, it's anyone's game here, Jeff.
I would agree. Nobody in the penalty box as the third period starts. The goals in this game in the first period, Greeter and Caden Samper for Hill Murray, and John Kleiss for Eden Prairie in the second period. And that's been it. So we shall see as the third period gets underway. We have had 6 penalties in the game, 3 on either side. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play to this point.
I have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to see a Teddy Townsend equalizing goal. He's been too good this game not to find the back of the net at one point.
Is that a call?
We'll call it a call.
All right,
sure.
It's a call. All right. And if you don't come through with it, I will not mention it.
All righty.
How does that grab you?
That's no risk right there.
No, that's a no-risk call right there. We will not say another word about it if that's the case. But if it is, then you will get full credit. I promise you, as we prepare to start the third period, Jack Erickson doing what looks like an incredibly painful splits to the left to get warmed up, and to the right, Isaiah Polnick, 12 saves on 14 shots. Jack Erickson, 13 out of 14.
It's a pretty great color matchup we have going here. The Eden Prairie red, the Hill Murray green and white. It's,
Yes.
it's almost Christmas time.
Well,
Got Christmas theme right here.
You don't look too hard. It's almost like an old North Stars Blackhawks game, if you don't look too hard. Here come the Pioneers. Over the line from the faceoff and over skating it there was Greeter. Puck comes out to center. Townsend feeds it over to Jacobson Couch. He's over the line, and it's poked away. No, it comes in front of the goal. A chance in front, and Townsend did have a swipe at it, but couldn't get a stick on it. In front of the goal, now controlled by Ben Miller. Along the boards, runs up the wall, held in at the point. Here's a chance in front, and that's poked past Erickson. So Eden Prairie coming up twice. Here's Ingebretson over the line, feeding it to the left, played down with a glove, and trying to find a shot was Miller, but it was bouncing on him. Now playing around behind the Eden Prairie goal. Vormwall plays it ahead, and here comes Earl at center ice. Puck loose, and it's carried on over the line by Lucas Mann. And no farther, winds up in the possession of Ryan Coring in the right corner of the Eden Prairie zone. Long pass, Townsend at center ice. He's over the line, trying to split the defense. Luger dumps him, and we get a whistle, and we're going to get a face-off.
All tangled up there. Townsend trying to split the defense, unable to do so. Luger just winds up taking him down. No call with some vocal disapproval from the EP. Side of the rink, face-off, come to left side of goaltender Erickson.
All right, let's see. Seidel is on for the draw for Hill Murray. He will face off against Satterdalen. And they're going to dismiss Seidel.
There.
Now the officials talking this over.
Referee was, the officials hearing some arguments from the EP side of the rink about that last play, and now he's ready to go.
Play in the left corner. And of course, Satterdalen, as the visitor, is supposed to have his stick down first. Puck comes out to center, and it's past Caden Samper in deep. Block in the left corner. Now Block will try to play it ahead. Seidel knocks it back into the corner. Block behind the Eden Prairie goal. 1:22 gone in the third period. Still 2-1 Hill Murray. 2 goals in the first period have stood up to this point. Caden Samper dropping to the left point. And there's a shot and a stick save there by Polnick against Braden Hogue. Now it runs around to the near side, and Eden Prairie will pick it up there in the corner. Play it on out to center, and it didn't get to Crowley. Picked up there. Now finally Crowley does play it out to center ice, and here comes Mason Moe. Over the line, Moe crisscrossing, left the puck, and going to be controlled there by Luger. for Eden Prairie, or for Hill Murray rather, played ahead by Samper, but it gets out of play. Face off with 1:57 gone in the third.
Really going here, a little under 2 minutes in. Sides felt pretty even. Eden Prairie continuing their pressure from the second period. Hill Murray able to withstand it, however. And I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see a lot of both of these first lines. Right now looks like it's the third unit. John Kleist, the lone goal scorer for Eden Prairie. See if they can get something going offensively.
1-1 between Moorhead and Andover tonight. Spuds scoring first in that game. And now to the near side, it's picked up and played to center, and then finally shot on in deep by Alex Hall behind the goal. Centering pass, and nobody's home. It runs up the slot and out to center, and it's brought back in offside by Carter Peltier.
Day late and $1 short, trying to keep that one in. Face-off will come. They're going to bring it nearest to our camera here, and it's going to be, looks like they're maybe looking for a late change and decide not to. John Kleist again on the dots, going up against Jude Bonnen.
And it's picked up there by Nick Coring, playing it ahead. Bonnen drops it back into his zone, and the Pioneers go D to D. Pass is going to get all the way down the ice, and then it'll be icing on Hill Murray. 14:34 to go in the third period. And your friends up at the Ludenfeld scoring on their first shot of the season against the Minneapolis Novas. They lead that one 1-0. Actually, now 2-1. Actually, Caden Postal's just scored for Denfeld.
The Minneapolis Novas, did they give them a mascot, or is that just your little moniker for them?
No, that's their nickname.
Really?
Yeah.
Last year they were unnamed. They're just
they were the Novas prior to that. They might be. Well, you might be right. I take that back. You might be correct. As long as it's not generic, like hockey team.
There you go.
Something along those lines. I could be dead wrong, and I would apologize for that, obviously, as Coring plays it back in behind the net. And around on the far side, it's controlled by Hill Murray, and a late pass ahead down the wing will be played in deep by Jude Bonnen. He goes after it, man breaking for the slot. It's bouncing, and finally played out to Townsend at center ice. He's pushed to the boards by Cottingham. And now a pass to the near side will be played in deep by Hill Murray's Jackson Reeves. Of course, that renaissance of hockey in Minneapolis, the Class A level.
That was a sight to see last year in the state tournament.
Wasn't it, though?
Largest student section I've ever seen, especially at the Class A level.
Now a centering pass winds up going behind the goal off sticks, and it's rink wide at center, and stepping up is Ryan Coring, and he plays it over the line. Tried to leave a drop pass there for Earl, and now played back into the Eden Prairie zone. Vornwald's pass is picked up, and that's offside, and they tag up, so they take it off. Now here's Vornwald back behind the goal. Coming up on 4 minutes gone in the third period as the Pioneers cling to a 2-1 lead, and over the line, here comes Earl. Goes to the right side, leaves it there for Vornwald, centers, and that's a save. Backhanded shot, and it goes through the crease there as Earl tried his luck. Now Ingebretson back for Hill Murray. He's over the line, a shot right on, and a stick save. Big rebound off the stick of Lucas Mann, and now up the slot. Here's a shot that goes off the traffic from Cottingham, and then it's cleared past Greeter. It'll come all the way down the ice, and no icing indicated there. 12:44 to go in the third period, and the Pioneers control. Come up the near side, bank to center ice, and here's Bowden Samper over the line, and that's broken up at the blue line. And
he
Greeter
has two sticks in his hand and just threw it away from Moan. Referee didn't see it, might have got delay a game.
Well, you could have got holding too, because that you can call either one there. As the puck comes to center ice, and now Satterdahl rubbed out along the boards by Seidel. They close in, a centering pass, and Erickson holding the post makes the save on Moe. Now cleared behind the net, and Eden Prairie starting to turn things up a notch here as Caden Samper along the wall, flips it high in the air, comes down to center, and it's bouncing, controlled there by Ingebretson. He's over the line, check that. That is Braden Hogue, number 6 instead. And now cleared to the near corner boards. Up the wall, Gavin Orth trying to clear it out, held by Seidel, and finally out to center. Here comes Moe, 1 against 3, waiting for help. And he will backhand it into the zone and let Satterdahl in chase, but getting there first, Hogue behind the net. Now a centering pass picked off in the circle by Bowden Samper. 11.5 to go. Seidel hits the line with speed. Caden Samper over the line, back to Seidel. Into the circle, and he's ridden off the puck. Picked up there by Nick Coring. And it comes around behind the goal. Here comes Eden Prairie back. A pass too far on the left. Looking there for Orth near the end of a long shift. And it's picked up at center by Eden Prairie. And here's Hall over the line. Hall tries to leave a drop pass, and that is broken up in front of the Hill Murray goal, controlled on the near side, and Jackson Reeves rubbed out against the wall by Hall. And we get a whistle and an offside. We'll get a face-off with 11:04 to go here in the third period.
Pretty good pace of play here. The scoring chance that I was most interested in was Vornwald was almost able a couple minutes ago sneak one up the glove side of Erickson. He was sealing that post, almost found daylight, rebound came out in front, couldn't put it home. Still a little bit of an offensive deadlock here in Eden Prairie.
Face-off outside the blue line and played ahead. Sweep check there by Whistler, wins the puck, and he plays it out to center ice. Vornwald rink-wides it back into the Hill-Murray zone. After it there is Klepak. To come up the middle. Headman pass on the left. Stepping around to check Madigan. Shoots it on into the zone. Going back for it is Ryan Coring. Rings the net and comes to the near side. He plays it ahead to center, and Whistler has it there. Leaves it. And here's Klepak, the junior defenseman. And he had his pocket picked by Clute. He's over the line. Clute looking to center it, and he didn't get one through. Now Clute again drops it to the right point, and Coring takes the shot. That goes off the boards. Madigan chips it out. And that'll give Hill-Murray a chance to change. Here's Ryan Coring. Eden Prairie looking for that tying goal. Played down with the glove. That's a hand pass, and it's going to be brought back into the Hill-Murray zone for a face-off with 10:13 left.
Touching it with the hand itself might not have gotten it whistled, but following through with a little bit of the throwing motion of the left hand will result in the face-off to the right-hand side of Jack Erickson.
The face-off coming up. And it'll be
Townsend back out there.
See if he's got that tying goal in him. Here's Ben Miller to oppose him. Puck down. And cleared. Moan trying to hold it in. Loose on the half wall. Pioneers control with Greeter. At center to Ingebretson. Steps over the puck. Heads in over the line. Drops to Greeter in the circle. Shot, and it goes around behind the net. After it on the far wall is Miller. Played to the high slot area. Sweep check picked up. Here's Townsend. Had a stick slash right out of his hand, and that's going to be a penalty on Hill-Murray. And really no choice but to call that there as Townsend in possession had the stick knocked out of his hands. Nothing else to do but call the slash.
Not only knocked out of his hands, but he continued the play and was able to pick it up and continue the rush down the left-hand side regardless. Eden Prairie back to the power play. They operated at a 22% clip last year.
So Miller going for slashing third power play for Eden Prairie, and a great time for them to get it with 9:46 left in the third period. In a game they trail 3-2. Satterdalen feeds it to the right point for Moe. Back to Satterdalen. Check that, to Townsend on the wall. Satterdalen heads for the front of the net. Now Moe. Coring. That's Ryan Coring.
Ooh, Erickson just gave Satterdalen the business. He just did it again as well.
And he's getting a rough ride in front, that's for sure. Puck to the high slot. Townsend feeds it across. Erickson saves. Rebound is picked up and cleared as Ryan Coring. Again, Satterdalen has a big body in front trying to create screens. Now here's Townsend on the wall. Up to Ryan Coring, over to the near circle. Moe throws it back across. And Townsend on the far side is taken by Cottingham in against the boards. A centering pass loose in the circle. And Satterdalen again. He's battling there. Puck comes out and runs to the right point. Ryan Coring, backhanded pass. Townsend on the wall, back to Coring, up the slot, near circle. Moe tried to throw it across. It's loose. It's picked up and cleared by Jude Bonin.
Big change for Hill-Murray. They're going to try to take advantage here.
Here's Moe back in over the line. Takes a shot, missed the net, and a crazy carom there. Comes to Luger in the right corner. Centering pass, and Caden Samper plays it out to center ice. We have 45 in the power play. Crowley plays it ahead. It's loose along the wall, picked up there by Braden Hogan, cleared all the way down and right on goal. Block behind the net. 35 in the power play, a 2-1 lead for Hill-Murray. Comes to the near side, and here is Jacobson Couch over the line. In the circle, tries to cut in front, does, shoots, Erickson saves, and gets the glove on it for a stoppage in play.
Beautiful move by Jacobson Couch, evades the defense, puts one up on Erickson. I think he might have got a second touch on it too as Erickson bobbled it, but the sure-handed Erickson makes the save. We get another face-off here.
24 seconds of power play left for Eden Prairie, and the Pioneers clear it.
Got time for maybe one more rush if they can really get it going.
Here's Block, ringing the net at speed. Feeds the right. Vornwald feeding to the left for Crowley. Over the line. Crowley leaves a drop pass. and that's Jacobson Couch. Back to Vornwald, 4 seconds in the power play, far circle, a shot, a save by Erickson, and no rebound. And that will do it for the penalty as Hill Murray comes back to full strength with 7:45 left.
Would have been a huge momentum swing if Eden
left of the Hill Murray goal with 7 minutes left. Peltier feeds it over to the right side for Nick Coring, and it's banked off the wall to center. Pioneers will get there first and play it on into the zone. Whistler is decleated there at the blue line, and to the right corner it goes. Finally, Eden Prairie clears, but it's held by Luger. He takes a shot right on, and a glove catch by Polnick.
And Nick Coring with a huge hit there, taking on some of the physical characteristics of his brother Ryan. Both of them pretty big kids. Ryan standing at 6'3", the Colorado College commit. Nick at 6 foot even, and I'd wager he still has some more time to grow here as just a sophomore.
I would expect so. They've grown big there in that family. 6:47 left. And a 2-1 game. Seidel wins the draw. Comes over to the right point. Here's a shot that's deflected off the stick of Cottingham by Jacobson Couch and out of play.
Isaiah Polnock has been really solid. A couple early goals, but he was the 2019 Youth Hockey Hub Goalie of the Year. Then believe he's playing at the Pee Wee level. Had a great run for a state tournament winning Eden Prairie Pee Wee team.
All right. Play is in the Eden Prairie zone. 6.5 minutes to go. And behind the net, Eden Prairie will attack with some speed. Townsend hits the line. Townsend then tried to drop pass. It was broken up. Seidel tried to play it out, couldn't. Winds up carrying off the inboards in front. Townsend trying to get control, and he couldn't get a stick on it. It's cleared past. Ryan Coring back to neutral ice. 6:08 to go. Here's Coring. He's over the Hill Murray line. Tries to close and wind up forced wide of the goal by Cottingham. Was about half his size from the looks of things. Puck comes around to the near boards, and they fight for it there. Going to be cleared ahead, and it's tipped by Miller. It comes all the way back. Ingebretson is chasing it down. Goaltender has to play it and winds up behind the net. Arch and throats time there for Eden Prairie as it's picked up and carried by Luger over the line. He shoots, and a save made. It's cleared back behind the net, and Vornwald clears to the far boards, held by Ingebretson. Tries to come off the wall in a cycle now. He's got the puck along the boards. Leaning on him is Satterdalen, picked up there by Miller, and he plays it down behind the goal, and Ingebretson's rubbed out there. Bank pass is going to be bounding around in the high slot. Satterdalen plays it, but has to retreat for it. 5:17 to go. Eden Prairie's trying to finish a change. Satterdalen to the right, and over the line comes Moan. He goes to the board. Seidel trying to take him wide, and now it's going to be picked up there in the corner. It's Braden Hogue feeding it rink wide to the near side, and it's chopped at and played ahead by Ingebretson, closing in. Here's a chance for Miller, and he sidesteps the defender, goes around behind the net, still looking for help. Diagonal pass. Luger couldn't get it to sit for him. Top of the left circle, takes a shot, save, rebound, a chance in front. Good chance for Miller, and Polnick made a sprawling save on him. And again, pushes and shoves exchanged in front of the Eden Prairie goal with 4:46 left.
Miller didn't quite get all of that one, but a beautiful sprawling save by Polnock going post to post. Sticks out that right leg, knocks down the chance from Miller, keeping this one a one-goal game.
So Hill Murray counterpunching here. Eden Prairie has had a fair bit of the play. We have a penalty coming up here. Going to take two. Ingebretson is going for Hill Murray.
Looks like Tate Block as well, and I'm going to call that a win for Eden Prairie, taking Ingebretson off the ice. They do lose Block, one of their top defensemen, but Ingebretson's been a difference maker here for Hill Murray.
12:14 of the third period is the time for these penalties, and we'll see what they assess. The door to the Eden Prairie box is still open, but I don't expect anybody else will go into it.
Like we said, Jeff, regardless, someone is going to be unhappy about it. It's the law of the land in high school hockey, and in all of hockey, really.
Well, Ingebretson is taking things calmly, and now we'll get the officials explaining the penalties, and Robin Cook doing double duty there on the penalty box door, which is hard work.
Best in the business right there, Robin Cook.
No question about it. Now the explanation to the various benches, the coaches talking to the officials. Hey, a 5-minute penalty is up for Ingebretson. Wow. And that will take some explaining.
That is significant.
As Block has a 2-minute penalty, and Ingebretson has received a major penalty here.
Not a ton of resistance from Bill Lechner. Really just heard him out, a couple nods, and that is huge. They're going to be on the, well, it'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then the final 2:46. The game will be 5-on-4, turned into a 6-on-4 if Paul Knock heads for the bench for the extra attacker.
Barring any further penalties, it's 4 aside. These are not coincidentals. They don't match. So we'll see what the major penalty was for Ingebretson. And here it's picked up from the face-off. Let's get him now. Face masking.
Thought that was only in football, Jeff.
I have never seen that called in hockey. But that's what it was called. There's a shot from the circle and a save made by Palmer. But then I've only been doing this for 40 years. So,
15 yards, automatic first down.
Yeah, that's right. And
maybe I'm getting my lines crossed. I don't know. That's a first for me as well.
I've never seen it. Now here's Caden Samper shooting. It's off the defense. Hill Murray with 1:43 of 4-on-4, and then they're shorthanded for the rest of regulation time, barring any other penalties. And now played ahead, and here comes Earl. He's over the line, takes a shot, missed the net. Long carom to the left point, and Vormwald has it. He has now throws it in front, and Whistler plays it off to the circle. Going after it there is Caden Samper. Now behind the net, Eden Prairie in control. They throw it around behind. And Vormwald signaling he wants the puck. A centering pass broken up at the right edge by Klepak. And now it's played down by Earl to the far side. 1:04 left of 4-on-4. And here is a shot by Ryan Coring. It's deflected over the glass and out of play.
Hey, what did we talk about with Teddy Townsend earlier? The thing that sets him apart is his ice vision. Able to find Earl on the back door there. And that comes after a wonderful stretch pass from Ryan Coring just in front of the Hill Murray bench. The stars for Eden Prairie have really shown here today.
3:45 left in regulation time. We have exactly 1 minute remaining in 4-on-4 hockey. Now Moan from the faceoff, taken to the boards there by Klepak. Now Kleiss, in the near corner, slips, gets back up, and he lets Jacobson Couch pick it up. Now a drop, Moan. Back to Jacobson Couch in the right circle, and it's tipped on out of the zone by Cottingham. 38 seconds from an Eden Prairie power play. It'll be their fourth. And here they come. Peltier lost it in the center circle, has to come back for it. Peltier feeds the right side, and Jacobson Couch plays it on in. 23 seconds away from the power play, and now the Pioneers have possession of the puck. Going to be banked ahead, and Bowden Samper harassing Moan. Rink wide, comes to center, and it's shot ahead by Jacobson Couch. That's going to be icing on Eden Prairie. So he's trying to get off the ice. Cleared the puck ahead from his own side of center ice.
10 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey, and then Eden Prairie will have the man advantage for the remainder of regulation. And again, like we said, 2:56. Probably let another minute or so go off before he considered pulling the goaltender Pollock, but if they get established, who knows what can happen. We'll see how aggressive new coach Mike Terwilliger is with that.
I'm curious to see when he's going to take his timeout as well, because he's got a major power play coming in with 4 seconds to go. Now 3-2-1, and that is it. Eden Prairie is on the power play now for the remaining 2:44 of regulation time. If they get to stoppage, maybe that's the time to do it. And they come ahead into the zone. Goaltender's looking for a cue to come off. Puck shot all the way down the ice. And Polnick in the circle will leave it there for Ryan Coring. 2:29 to go. And he steps to center ice against Caden Samper. Now to the right, here's Moe over the line, leaving a pass, or trying to rather. And it goes behind the net. Jacobson Couch chasing after it. Now going to be loose to the wall. Townsend has it there. Here's Ryan Coring back to Townsend in the circle. Tried to throw it across. Loose in front. Runs to the near circle. Pioneers get there first. And we have a puck play to the high stick. And that's going to create a stoppage with 2:06 to go. And the faceoff's going to come back in the Hill Murray zone.
Now, if I was Coach Terwilliger here, I would consider calling the timeout. And now he's going for the gesture. standing on the bench, and there it is.
There it is, yep.
I have psychic powers, Jeff.
I knew you'd say that. Rim shot. 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go. Timeout taken by Eden Prairie, looking for a tying goal in this contest. Let's take a look at some of the other scores here and see if we have anything on the various hockey hubs. Dodge County New Prague gets 1-1. Two Rivers and Laverne skate to a 2-2 tie. On the Twitter machine, it's 2-2, Moorhead and Andover.
There you go. Paul Knock is on the bench. Looks like he's making some sort of maybe an equipment change, or maybe they're just going to pull him out, right?
Might be the time for it, but I don't know. Would you rather have it be 5-on-4 or 6-on-4 here? What's your preference?
I mean, you have the timeout here, which gives your studs the time to get their legs under them. My take here, if they don't have the timeout here, it might be a different story. But with the timeout, you give guys like Townsend and Coring, Jacobson, Couch, you give them time to get their legs under them. I would pull Paul Knox straight away here and just hope that you win the draw, you establish the zone, and you can make some things happen.
I think a lot of it depends on how much faith you have in your 6 skaters.
And now Hill Murray was initially going to skate 5 out, and now Braden Howie's being reminded that they are still on
They're
the
still
kill.
short-handed, yep.
And Paul Knock is staying on the bench, net empty for the Eden Prairie Eagles.
So it's going to be 6-on-4. 2:06 to go.
Buzzing crowd here in Eden Prairie. This is going to be a fun finish, Jeff.
And of course, with Eden Prairie vulnerable to the icing here, it's a calculated risk. Vornwald feeds it over to the right point. And now Coring has it there. Throws it in front. It's loose. It's still loose. A follow-up is Satterdown. Stopped by Erickson. Comes to the near boards. And here's Vornwald at the left point. Plays it back over to Ryan Coring. Down in the circle for Townsend. Back to Coring. Back to Townsend. Rink wide Vornwald. Skate to stick at the hash mark on the near side. Now plays it to the corner. And Vornwald gets it back. Back over to Coring. 1:35 left. Here's Townsend along the far wall. Townsend skates around and he gets past Caden Sampaire. Fires. Erickson saves. No rebound. And everybody grabs a partner in front of the goal. We'll get a face-off with 1:26 left.
Nice glove down by Erickson. Almost lost it, able to corral it once again. Like we've been talking about all game, the Stars are really going to have to come through here for Eden Prairie. They graduated so much depth, needed new guys to step up, but it's been Townsend and Coring that have been the studs for Eden Prairie so far. They're going to need one of them to find the back of the net here.
Townsend's not getting a break. He's out there and he will face off against Bonin, and the draw comes to the right point. Ryan Coring down to Townsend, 1:20 to go. Right point, Vornwald. One-timer by Coring, deflected on the way through, and it winds up going wide. And Townsend still has the puck in the circle, and then he drops it back to Vornwald, cuts to the slot, fires, and he missed the net to the goaltender's right. Hill Murray looking to trap it on the mesh, and they can't. Comes around to the near side, and it gets past Vornwald. It goes back deep. It's heading right to the open net, and he's going to clear it as the puck enters the crease. 50 seconds to go, and it's picked up now by Luger, who banks it off the boards. Can't get it past center ice, and with 43 seconds to go, here comes Townsend back for Eden Prairie. He's over the line, left to drop as he falls, closing in his Earl, and the shot goes wide. Long carom to Vornwald with 30 seconds to go. Over to the far side, and that's a top shot by Ryan Coring. Now going after it. Bonnet in the corner. Now it's going to come loose in front. Here's a backhanded shot. Erickson saves. Rebound is shot wide. Earl with a good chance. 18 seconds left. Ryan Coring. Now to Townsend. He closes. He shoots. Oh, and Erickson looking behind him as the puck is deflected over the glass and out of play.
Jeff, I've got one word for you. Your vocab word for the day is chaos. So much just happened in that last minute plus. I don't know where to begin. A huge play by Jacobson Couch to hold the zone initially. Looked like they had a pretty good shot at the open net. Jacobson Couch holds it down, keeps it in. They continue some sustained pressure. Had some shots inside on Erickson. Bend but doesn't break. 12.4 to go.
Face off to the left of Jack Erickson. Puck down, controlled by the Pioneers. Greeter clears, but it's out of play. And the face-off will stay in the Hill Murray zone with 9.6 seconds to go.
This is a packed house, Jeff.
It is, and really nobody has a seat at this point. They're all standing, except on the
Big
Hill
time
Murray
finish.
bench. Less than 10 ticks to go on a face-off to the left of the senior Jack Erickson.
They're going to stack 3 on the near side. Maybe try to run something backdoor with Coring at the point. Get it down low for Satterdown.
And now they're ready to go. They drop the puck, and a big face-off win for Miller. Shot all the way down the ice. It goes wide of the goal, but they can ice it, and that's going to do it. The Hill Murray Pioneers survive. They win the game by a final score of 2-1 over the Eden Prairie Eagles tonight, and they hold on to that major power play at the end of this game.
Big statement win for Hill Murray. One of their major questions coming into the season, will the back end hold up? They lose their top 4 defensemen, and I say the answer a resounding yes. Between Jack Erickson, who's now going for the big celebration with his backup Andrew Lane, the young guys, Graham Greeter, Landon Cunningham, they stepped up, played a big-time game. They played a classic Bill Lechner game. Sound defensively, good on the special teams. They bended, but they did not break there in the final stretch. Big win for the Pioneers.
Final shots in the game, each team with 10 in the third period, so they wind up splitting the shots on goal, too, 24 apiece. Hill Murray gets goals in the first period from Greeter and Samper. And that stands up John Kleiss with a goal for Eden Prairie. Shots are 24-24. Eden Prairie 0 for 4 in the power play. Hill Murray is 0 for 2. We're going to take a break, and Tony Scott will have the player of the game on the ice, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's a goaltender.
It's Mr. Jack Erickson indeed.
I would expect so, as we will cut to Tony just as soon as that determination is made. Jack Erickson skating towards the boss here, and we will throw it down there momentarily, but a terrific game for Hill Murray starting off tonight. They open up the season and will presumably be ranked shortly. They were unranked coming into this game on our staff poll, but Jack Erickson had something to say about it. Tony Scott is chatting with him, and as soon as he looks at me, we'll let you talk to them.
Always a talker, Tony.
Always the talker, but you know, we're great conversation. We don't know what's being said, but now we're ready to go. Tony, why don't you try that again?
We're here with Jack Erickson, the player of the game. Congratulations on a big win.
Thank you.
24 saves today. 5 of them come in the last 3 minutes there when you guys were on that major penalty. What's going through your head in that situation? Pack barn, and you know it's all on your shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, big game, 1-goal game. Just lock it down, get the win, and yeah.
So last save of the night, Townsend's in the top of the slot there, and somehow he threads the needle between all of it. Did you see it, or did you just hit your arm, or some luck, some skill?
I saw it all the way.
Boy, this guy saw a lot all the way today. Stopped 23 of 24. Congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Zach Erickson, YHH player of the game.
All right, Tony, thank you very kindly. Also the soccer goalkeeper for Hill Murray. Jack Erickson waves at the student section as he leaves, and we're going to get our next 2 teams on, Cretin-Durham Hall and Hermantown. They will be coming at you probably in about 25 minutes' time. Last thoughts for you, Will.
I'm going to make one more call. I know my Townsend call was incorrect, but Jack Erickson right there, that is your 2023 Frank Brimsick Award winner. Mic drop.
Hard to argue. We'll see how the other schools fare, but boy, it's tough to argue with that assessment here after this body of work. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with our second game coming up, scheduled to start at about 8:15, probably about 5 minutes behind that. Hermantown and Cretin-Durham Hall next here on the Champions Cup 2022 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, Basically, it set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.